Okay, this is going to be a little shaky because I'm trying to do this one hand and then hold her with the other. But this is a doll that I started in 1998 when I was doing a doll called Patricia. And Patricia was a custom order or commission piece. And while I was doing her, I was also working on some technique on this doll first to see if I liked how things were looking before I put them on Patricia. And I will insert a photo of Patricia. Anyway, Patricia was huge, and this is just your regular like 16-inch doll. However, this is, I believe it's a Hamilton collection doll. It's a really nice doll to begin with because it's got the head that swivels. So I just love her. Because she does that. Anyway, so she's been hanging out in my studio for a couple of years because I am very fond of her. So what she was waiting on was to get her hair done and her eyelashes put on, and basically her dress kind of altered to fit her better. Now, when I do my dolls versus maybe some other people that do their dolls, I do put a lot of time in mine, and I really, the ones that I add the Tibetan lamb hair, I do so make them, I just love the hair. It just looks so much nicer than the wigs. But the price is usually higher because these do take some time. I'm going to talk about how I did this wig. This is the Tibetan lamb hair that I have to glue on in pieces. And I should point out, I order the remnants. And the reason I order the remnants is I have ordered the really thick stuff for like Santa beards, the really good, part of the leather. And it's very difficult to work with on this scale, on these tiny little, to get that nice curve. So this turned out to be a really good plan. When I ordered my first remnants, and I would cut it just into little pieces. So this is just a combination of like tiny pieces that have been switched around and flipped around. But her bun, I actually made her a donut out of wool. I made it out of roving wool, and I felted it. So I created this bun for her, and then I put her hair and mix it in. And I wanted her to be very frizzy and kind of weird looking anyway because, well, she's out of the grave, and so she's probably not in the best shape. So one of the things I love to do with my dolls is leave them barefoot if possible. She's kind of sitting at an angle right now. And she has some really cute feet, so I did keep her bare feet. Because I don't know if they buried people with shoes back in the day, because it seemed like that would be a huge waste, bad enough to put them in a nice dress. This doll had this really cool Victorian dress. Did not come on this doll. It came on another doll. And I just loved all the little details on it. And in doing this doll, I had to come back and touch up all these roses were kind of falling off. And so I had to kind of tweak her a little bit here. But what I always do, I got to watch it because she's going to lose her balance. I sew my dresses on, and as I do it, I kind of take it up to make them fit better because I do want them to look. These are not dolls you're going to play with anyway because they are not to be played with. They are for display only. And I just thought this would be, just make the clothes fit so much nicer if you sew them on. And this was just the coolest dress. This actually came off a really nice doll, but not nearly as nice as she is. There's a little, this is her original ID number. Has nothing to do with me. I sign my dolls on their backs right here on the cloth. They're pretty big, but I sew their bloomers on. So I don't know if I can get her to dress up. Can I get her? No, it's not gonna work. She's got a lot of dress going on. I just have to put her down. So anyway, here's her little cute little bloomers, pantaloons. And then I actually left her tags, her original tags on. You can't even see my signature on this doll. Can you see a little piece of it maybe? It's on the other side of the tag. Oh, it's under the tag. Anyway, so there's there's the tailor in my signature. And the rest is under her clothes, so you don't really get to see my signature, because to me, that's not the important part. I mean, it's nice that I do them, and they do come with a certificate of authenticity. And anyway, the dress was obviously like a blue dress anyway, blue and silver. And I dyed it with, in her case, I did use black dye. I have found now black dye is excellent for cotton fabrics, but when you get down to the things that will want to resist, you have to buy a certain dye that will dye on polyesters. I actually love this look where it's not solid black, but it's kind of running down her side, and it's in lots of irregular shapes. and stains. But since then, I use a lot of acrylic paint and water. It's a really good idea for dyeing things that don't want to hold dye. Anyway, she came with a ring on her finger, so I just touched it up, made it look like a little pearl ring. I don't know, it was metal. And then I glued some earrings on, just some little pearls. Not my favorite thing. The reason I wish I could have, she had 2 holes, but she only had one. The other earring had broken off in her ear, and so I couldn't do anything but just glue something on top. But see, that was one thing I wish I could have found something better that would stay on her, but I just stuck with pearls because they fit her outfit. Anyway, this is her little, I took a little miniature bottle and put a miniature label. It says arsenic, kind of, looked up a vintage label. And in it has salt, not arsenic. I was actually in Arsenic and Olay, so I was one of the old ladies. I have to insert a picture here, which is really cute. I mean, not me, but being in the play was a lot of fun. Anyway, there's some things you can do with her hair. When you get her, is one thing you can kind of dampen her hair and give it with your fingers and give her more curl. I just kind of liked it fluffy. A lot of times I'll do it where the curls come out, but I just kind of like this veil it creates over her eyes. Now, let me pull her hair back. She does have eyelashes. Nice. I put brown on her. Sometimes I use black, but I decided to go with brown because of her blonde hair. I think it looked a little better having brown versus black. So I had both colors. I sewed her little outfit sewn onto her shoulder, so you can kind of pull it, but it should not do a lot of movement. And anyway, she's fun. I mean, I really enjoyed making, and this is why she hung out in my studio for so long. I also took her to class with me when I was teaching to show people what I did, and she was to the point of being finished enough to show her off. But like I said, missing eyelashes, and her hair was kind of a hot mess. I have a picture of her with her hot mess hair. I'll put it in here. And so she kind of lived for over a year. So anyway, she was inspired by a story I found on the internet. It's a Penny Dreadful. And I have another doll that I did that was a Penny Dreadful. Actually, this character, Hermione Tandy. And she was, she was an accidental murderess. And it's a great story, and you should read it. And I will have a link somewhere in the description, so you can go read the story, and then look at her and say, oh my gosh, that's her. But this is her like after she died. I have the one where I guess she was still alive. So this is her kind of coming from the grave, and in her remorse and her despair from her doings, her bad things that she did. Anyway, so the arsenic fits into the story. And this came with a really big hat, and I don't like to put hats on dolls because they would not have been buried with a hat. Either that or umbrella, I can't remember which one she had, because I've had this dress for about 5 years. It's already died. I did take one of the, I had an extra one of these from either the umbrella or the hat or whatever she had. So I stuck it in her hair. So she should look like she was buried, and she has dug herself out of her grave or is haunting, and no shoes. And so she's really got an amazing personality. And yes, I did price her a little higher because I love this doll. And I start with a white paint on my dolls, but I'm doing some new ones now where I don't paint them white first. But in order to get the ghostly look, I definitely want to put the white paint to give them that look. I put a little sheen to her lips. I had her lips like super shiny, and I thought, well, that's too shiny. So I kind of dulled them down a little bit. All these techniques. I do have some shine in her eyes, and they almost look tearful. And there's a technique that this is the way I do all my dolls. I always add something over their eyes at the end to kind of give them a different look. If I try to come in for a close-up, her eyes, are red and bloodshot and just really pitiful looking. But look at her little eyelashes, and her expression's so cute. Look at her little eyebrows. Oh, she got some lint on her or something. There. Anyway, she was a lot of fun to make. And I'm really fond of her, and I'm going to insert the picture of what she looked like before. I have another doll like her. Unfortunately, the other doll has a broken thumb, so I got to work it out. And I can probably do something like if I put something in her hand, I can hide where the thumb was broken. I mean, it's been repaired, but horribly. Anyway, so my other doll, I'll put a little clip in of her sister, of what she originally looked like. So I'm really excited because I have 2 of these dolls to work with. So here's the video of what the little girl looks like before, the doll looked like before I painted her. Now this doll had a broken thumb, and it's not, whoops, not in focus, and it's not glued on well at all. I'm going to try to figure out how to pop it off and redo it. Anyway, she came with this little denim dress. Except the one I got actually did not come with a denim dress. She just came with her shirt. No boots or anything. And she has these cute little boots. Oh, this is my messy studio art table. So she came with these really cute boots. And she is Savannah by Connie Johnson. She is a Hamilton Collection doll. She had a little bob kind of haircut with really terribly cut. And a hat that got completely smushed. So anyway, the one that I painted, all she had was her, oh, I just realized, wow, check out the gem in that one. I guess I could have scratched that off. And this one, see what I meant by the earrings broke off? This one has a broken off earring. That's the same way as the other doll. One earring was broken off and one was a hole. So that's kind of what I have to contend with. Those earrings snapped off right there. That's not working. Anyway, I wish I could figure something to do with this. It has a sort of a, vintage look. Not the leather jacket, but I mean the leather vest. But the way this is cut is kind of a Victorian style. Anyway, yeah, I'm wondering what I can do with that thumb. It's my fault. My husband caused me to break it because he walked in right when I was videoing and I was trying to turn my phone off, and I knocked it off. I said, I peeled off the extra. It just looks bad. Ah, yeah, it popped right off. Look. That is the worst glue. But anyway, that's the hard part, is gluing things. You're finding a really good glue that will hold. A lot of these glues that are supposed to hold do not hold up on porcelain. Even if they're said they're for porcelain. But anyway, this is how I get dolls. They're all scuffed up. They, have other issues. She's missing her eyelashes, things like that. Anyway, hat's all smushed. So she's not like a, highly collectible doll, but she definitely works for one that I can transform. Anyway, posted on eBay, link below. She is up for auction right now. Sometimes it takes a while for my dolls to be picked up by my collectors. I do have some collectors who grab these dolls up pretty fast. And I will be sending them messages to let them know I have finally, after over a year of not posting dolls, I have posted one of my babies. So hopefully they will be happy to see the doll. I'm trying to get a really good angle on her. Is she cute? Anyway, I'll hate to see her go, especially because she has a story that goes with her. And I do like for my dolls to have stories. So if you look at my eBay link, you will see how I tie in stories with my other dolls. You're going to hopefully be seeing more of these soon, because this is something I'm really planning on focusing on this year. I mean, anybody can hoard and sell on eBay, but not everybody can paint some really fun and very much loved by me, if nobody else, Gothic Girls. So, Gothic Girls by Geri G. Taylor. Look them up. It's Geri Taylor. I'll put the little thing here. You'll find them on the internet, and you kind of know which ones are mine. There'll be a lot of them that'll come up that aren't mine, but you will start to figure out which ones are mine pretty fast. Anyway, thanks for watching.